So, Mike, let's start with the basics. What exactly is a prompt engineer?
Great question. A prompt engineer is someone who crafts precise instructions, or prompts, to get the best output from AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Midjourney, DALL-E, and more.
Sounds simple, but it's not just talking to a robot. These prompts can be so refined that entire companies are paying six figures for experts who can generate reliable, high-quality results every time.
Exactly. And some are hiring full-time prompt engineers with salaries ranging from $175,000 to $335,000, especially in San Francisco, New York, and remote roles in AI startups.
Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well-informed. Today, we're looking into a career path that, honestly, most people haven't even heard of yet.
Right, but it's one that's getting a lot of buzz.
Exactly. And paying, well, seriously big money. We're talking six figures, sometimes way into the six figures. It's a genuinely smoking hot topic right now.
It really is. So our plan today is basically to break down what a prompt engineer actually is, why they're suddenly in such huge demand, how you might actually get the skills for it, and sort of where this whole field might be heading.
Yeah, and if you're someone who likes to get up to speed quickly on, new important stuff without getting bogged down in jargon, this is definitely for you. We want those aha moments.
For sure.
So let's start at the beginning. What exactly is a prompt engineer?
Okay, so at its heart, a prompt engineer is someone who's really good at writing instructions. We call them prompts for AI tools.
Like ChatGPT or Midjourney for images.
Exactly. ChatGPT, Claude for text, Midjourney, DALA for images, yeah.
Huh.
The whole goal is to craft those prompts so precisely that the AI gives you the best possible result, consistently.
So it's way more than just like asking a chatbot a question.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just talking at the robot. It's about refining, testing, tweaking.
Iterating, maybe?
Yeah, iterating is a great word for it. You're aiming for reliable, high-quality output every single time. It's kind of a mix of language skill and a bit of a scientific method.
And the pay definitely shows it's a specialized skill. You mentioned those numbers earlier. $175,000 up to maybe $335,000 for some full-time roles.
Yeah, those figures are real.
Yeah.
Especially in places like San Francisco, New York, or even for remote jobs at AI startups.
Right.
They're paying top dollar.
Which brings us to the big question. Why? Why is the demand so incredibly high right now?
Well, the main driver is this huge rush by businesses everywhere to use AI. Everyone from law firms to online shops is trying to figure out how AI can help them.
Right, boosting productivity, cutting costs.
Exactly. But here's the catch. The AI is only as good as the instructions you give it.
Okay, that makes sense.
So if the prompts are bad, the results are bad, or at least not very useful.
I heard a good analogy for this. Like, AI is a Ferrari, super powerful, right? But if you don't have a skilled driver, it's just sitting there. It can't do what it's capable of.
That's a perfect analogy. Prompt engineers are basically the race car drivers for the AI era.
Yeah.
They know how to get the maximum performance out of these incredibly powerful tools.
And the job market numbers seem to confirm this. Wasn't there a LinkedIn report recently?
Yeah, a 2024 report. It showed AI-related job postings in the U.S. shot up by 250% year over year. It's massive.
Wow, 250%.
And prompt engineers specifically, it's now one of the top 10 emerging job titles.
So it's not just a Silicon Valley thing then?
Not at all. That's the interesting part. We're seeing companies in healthcare, real estate, marketing, even schools hiring for these roles.
Why? What are they hoping to achieve?
It really comes down to leveraging AI to save money and get more done. And they're realizing they need people with specific prompt skills to actually make that happen effectively.
Can you give some examples, like specific companies paying these big bucks?
Sure. Anthropic is a great example. Last year, 2023, they had a job posting for a prompt engineer and librarian.
A librarian. Interesting title.
Yeah. And the salary range was pretty stunning. $280,000 to $375,000 a year.
For writing prompts.
Primarily, yes. Writing and refining prompts specifically for their AI, Claude. It just shows how much value they place on getting those interactions right.
That's incredible. Are other big names doing this too?
Oh, yeah. Companies like Scale AI, OpenAI, Google DeepMind, they're all hiring for roles focused on building out prompt libraries, testing prompts, even evaluating AI safety based on responses.
So it's about quality control and safety too, not just getting cool results.
Absolutely. Precision, control, making sure the AI behaves responsibly. That's a huge part of it, especially for the big players.
But it's not just the tech giants, right? You mentioned something about freelancers.
Right. The freelance market is booming. If you look at platforms like Upwork or Fiverr, there are whole sections just for AI prompt writing now.
And people are actually making good money doing that.
Some definitely are. You hear stories of freelancers pulling in, $5,000, maybe even $10,000 a month just by selling these things called prompt packs.
Okay, prompt packs. What are those exactly?
So think of them as like prepackaged sets of really good prompts for a specific task or industry.
Give me an example.
Okay, maybe like a pack of 100 prompts designed specifically to help real estate agents write amazing property listings. Or 50 prompts optimized for writing Etsy product descriptions that sell.
Or like 30 prompts guaranteed to go viral on Instagram captions, that sort of thing.
Exactly that sort of thing. They often package expertise, what works, what doesn't, into something someone can buy and use right away.
And they're not just simple questions, I assume.
No. Good prompt packs are usually quite sophisticated. They might include placeholders where you insert your own details, maybe some logic like if this, then that, and often negative prompts too.
Negative prompts to tell the AI what not to do.
Precisely. To steer it away from common mistakes or unwanted outputs. It all helps ensure you get high-quality results more reliably.
Okay, this is fascinating. So let's say someone listening is thinking, maybe this is for me. What kind of background do you need? Do you need like a PhD in computer science?
That's the surprising part. Mostly, no. It's actually quite accessible. A lot of the most successful prompt engineers right now are basically self-taught.
Really? Okay, so what skills do you need then?
Well, number one is strong communication. You have to be able to phrase instructions really, really clearly.
Makes sense. What else?
Critical thinking is huge. The first answer the AI gives you often isn't perfect. You need to be able to analyze it, figure out why it's not right, and then refine your prompt.
That iterative process again.
Exactly. And then, of course, you need a basic understanding of the AI tools themselves, to GPT-4, Midjourney, Claude, whatever you're using. Just familiarity.
Okay, communication, critical thinking, tool familiarity.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Domain knowledge. This one's really important. If you already know a lot about, say, e-commerce or finance or writing marketing copy, you can write much better, more targeted prompts for that specific area. Your expertise makes the prompts more effective.
That makes total sense. You know the jargon, the goals, the common pitfalls in that field.
Right. And there's maybe one more skill, kind of underrated but crucial.
What's that?
Curiosity. Just like a genuine desire to experiment, to tweak things, to see what happens.
Play around with it.
Yeah. Because a lot of it is trial and error. If you enjoy that process of testing and learning, you'll probably do well.
So how do you start building that experience? How do you build like a portfolio?
A really practical way is to just start creating your own prompt packs. Pick a niche you like, make some useful prompts, and maybe put them up on a platform like Gumroad or Notion or PromptBase.
Just share them or sell them.
Either or both.
Both.
Selling them, even for a small amount, shows you can create something of value. But even just sharing them builds your reputation and your skills.
Okay, so let's make this super practical for someone listening. What's step one?
Step one, pick a platform. Maybe start with ChatGPT or Claude. They're pretty accessible.
Okay, got a platform. Step two.
Choose a niche, something you know or are interested in. Real estate, marketing emails, maybe even something fun like writing fiction.
Find your zone. Then what?
Then start creating prompts, write them, test them, refine them, build a little set of templates for your niche.
And once you have those prompts,
Package them up somehow. Maybe a simple PDF or a Notion page works really well. Make it look professional and easy to use.
right, and then promote it.
Yeah. Put it up for sale or share it on Gumroad, PromptBase. Maybe talk about it on Twitter, Reddit, LinkedIn. Get it out there.
Are there any shortcuts to learning this, like courses?
Oh, definitely. If you want a more structured way, there are courses popping up on places like Prompt Hero, Udemy, Skillshare. They can definitely speed up the learning process.
Good tip. And if you're aiming for, say, business clients, especially in the US, any specific advice?
Yeah, for businesses, focus on the ROI, return on investment. Frame your prompts around how they save time, save money, or make a process more efficient.
Show the value.
Exactly. Businesses want to see clear benefits. If your prompts help automate a tedious task or improve marketing results, that's what they'll pay for.
And is this just a US-centric thing, or is it global?
Oh, it's definitely global. That's one of the really cool things about it, because so much of it can be done remotely.
Right.
You've got skilled prompt engineers working from India, from Eastern Europe, Latin America, all over the place.
And companies are hiring remotely for these roles.
Hugely. That Indeed data point, again, something like over 65% of prompt engineer jobs offer full remote work.
Wow, that's high.
Yeah. Flexible hours too, often. So you really could be building a six-figure career from, well, pretty much anywhere with a laptop and internet.
And you don't need a supercomputer or anything?
Not at all. Most of these popular AI tools, Notion AI, ChatGPT, Midjourney, Runway, Claude 3, they run in the cloud. You don't need a powerful machine.
So the main tool is really your brain, your creativity.
Pretty much. Creativity, problem solving, clear communication, those are the key assets.
Let's talk about impact. Are there any inspiring success stories out there, real people making this work?
Yeah, absolutely. We touched on the freelance earnings, but there's some specific examples. I read about one creator who made over $90,000.
$90,000?
Yeah, in just 60 days, 2 months, by selling AI prompt bundles specifically for content creators on Gumroad.
That's wild, just packaging up useful prompts for a specific audience.
Right, and another person mentioned earning $45,000 in a single month from a course they put together teaching prompt engineering. They apparently built the course in just a week.
That just shows the demand for learning this skill, doesn't it?
It really does. And beyond selling prompts or courses, people are using these skills for all sorts of things, internally or for clients.
Like what?
Automating YouTube scripts, writing email marketing sequences, generating ideas for TikTok videos, even helping draft initial versions of legal contracts. The applications are just incredibly broad.
It really seems to touch almost any field where communication or content is involved.
Pretty much. Which leads to thinking about the future, what happens next?
Yeah. Is prompt engineer a job title that will stick around, or is it a temporary thing?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Okay.
I think the consensus is this specific job title might evolve. You might get absorbed into other roles.
Okay.
But the skill itself, prompt engineering is a skill. That's almost certainly here to stay. It's going to become fundamental.
So less of a standalone job, more of a core competency.
Exactly. Think about it. In the future, you won't just be a marketer. You'll be a prompt-powered marketer.
Or a prompt-augmented lawyer.
Yeah.
A prompt-enhanced coder.
Precisely. A prompt-driven content strategist. The ability to effectively guide AI is going to be a crucial part of so many jobs.
And will prompting itself get more complex as AI gets smarter?
Almost certainly. We're already seeing more advanced techniques emerge. Things like chaining.
Chaining, what's that?
It's where you take the output from one prompt and feed it as the input into the next prompt, creating a sequence like a workflow.
Okay, building complex results step by step.
Right. And then there's talk about system design, planning out entire AI-driven processes, and multi-model orchestration.
That sounds fancy.
It just means using different types of AI together. Like maybe you use a text AI to brainstorm ideas, an image AI to create visuals for those ideas, and maybe an audio AI for a voiceover.
All working together on one project, orchestrated by the prompts.
Exactly. So yeah, the skill ceiling is definitely going to keep rising, which means
getting good at it now is a huge advantage.
a massive advantage. If you get proficient with prompting today, you're honestly ahead of 99% of the world in understanding how to leverage this next wave of technology.
That's a pretty powerful thought. It feels like a genuine opportunity.
It really does. Especially if maybe traditional coding wasn't your thing, but you're strong on language logic and critical thinking. This could be your way into the AI revolution.
So to kind of wrap things up, prompt engineering seems like it has a relatively low barrier to entry compared to other tech roles.
Yeah, definitely lower.
It offers potentially very high income, and the core skill looks incredibly future-proof.
That sums it up pretty well, especially if you start building that skill now.
So the challenge to you, the listener, is maybe to think about what problems in your world, in your field, could you solve with better AI prompts?
What possibilities could you unlock if you got good at guiding these tools?
That's worth exploring, isn't it?
Absolutely. Our advice, just dive in. Pick an AI tool you find interesting, choose a niche you care about, and just start playing. Start experimenting.
See what happens. The time is definitely now.
It really is. Maybe even, sketch out an idea for your own first prompt pack this weekend. Why not?
Love that. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive today.
My pleasure.
And we look forward to exploring another fascinating topic with you next time.
All right, friends, if you've ever thought, I'm not technical, but I want to be part of the AI wave, this is your sign.
Prompt engineering is low barrier, high income, and future-proof if you start now.
Don't wait for permission. Start learning, start creating, and hey, Maybe even launch your own prompt pack this weekend.
And if you found this episode valuable, hit that like button, subscribe to ProfitHive, and share this with someone who needs to hear it.
We'll see you next week with another way to make AI work for you.